Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube series Girl Talk. I'm Gabrielle and I'm part of the social team here.
I'm Abby. I'm also on the social media team. This is my first time on Girl Talk.
First time on the pod. Yeah, super exciting. Today we have a very special subject that we're talking about. We are talking about sleep. Yes, I know, everyone's favorite subject. I think we want to talk about this because I think especially women in particular with sleep, it's a very, interesting subject. And I think in our culture today, sleep is something that is always, we say it's so important, but yet again, we push it to the side so many times of like, oh, I'll catch up on sleep later. I'll do this later. And we sacrifice a lot of our sleep, I think, for a lot of other things that we might deem as important. So yeah, we're going to get into it today. We're going to share some of our raw thoughts on sleep and what our sleep looks like, good habits that we have, bad habits that we have. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah.
You feeling ready?
Yeah. Do you want to kick us off with the first question?
Yeah. So first question to start, do you feel like you get enough sleep? And if not, what's stopping you?
It really depends. My day is super centered on if I got a good 8 hours. Like if I didn't get a good 8 hours and I know that in the morning, it's really hard for me to turn around my mood. Yeah. There's different factors. I can tell definitely when I have alcohol, I'm not getting good sleep.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a sip of wine, I know my sleep is not going to be good. The best sleep I get is when I'm working out. My body is tired at the end of the night. I don't have caffeine after 10 a.m. That's a big one for me.
Oh, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty early. I feel like most people do like 1 or 2.
If I have it in the afternoon, I just will be wired at nighttime. I think alcohol and caffeine are big factors about how good my sleep is.
Yeah.
But physical activity also really affects if it's like a good deep sleep.
Yeah, plays a big part.
How does your mood and energy change when you get good sleep versus when you do not?
Yeah, I would say my mood, I definitely am just not, I don't know. I'm just definitely not as happy, I feel like. I'll be honest. I'm doing okay today. I didn't get great sleep last night. I went to bed late and then got ready for the pod today.
Yeah.
And it's fine, but it just throws everything off. You know what I mean? Like I like to wake up at a certain time and I think I feel a little discombobulated.
I knew you were up late because you texted me at 10:30 and I was that's so unlike her.
I'm outing myself. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It just definitely, I feel like I have a little bit of brain fog. Like I just can't, I don't know. I'm just not with it as much.
Yeah.
So yeah, mood wise, I feel like I'm just not as much myself. And then energy wise, I feel like I'm just like, I hate when I feel like I just have to get through the day. Like I really try to maximize my days. And when I feel like I just have to rush and get through it, I hate it. It feels like a wasted day. That sounds a little dramatic.
No.
But that's kind of how I feel. Yeah.
It's hard to show up as the version of you want to when you're tired.
Yeah.
And well, you don't drink caffeine. So like if you're tired, you're just dealing with it.
I got nothing to do. I got nothing to supply. Yeah. What's the biggest thing that keeps you up at night? Stress, overthinking, discomfort, something else?
A lot. So when I can't sleep, it could be from caffeine, but it could also be my mind is like thinking about something embarrassing I did in 2011.
Yeah.
Or like
so real.
I will play out fake scenarios in my head and just like overanalyze them.
Yeah.
And I'll be so tired all day. And then as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm just like could run a marathon.
Yeah. Do you ever make up scenarios and then you get angry from the scenarios?
Yes.
Do you ever do that?
Yes. Actually, has been a problem for me in the past. No, I'm kidding.
Same.
But yeah, it also when you're tired and your mind starts going like that, you're not having like normal thoughts. Like you're not being rational.
I completely agree. I sometimes run into this thing, I'm gonna have vulnerability hangover after this, but I sometimes I don't know. It's sometimes when I'm fine throughout the day. And then, it makes sense. When you hit the pillow, it's just like everything that you're processing throughout the day. But I have that mix where I'm exhausted. And that's why I feel like my thoughts are racing. Just like, you need to go to bed.
Yeah.
But then it's just like a back and forth. And it it can be very stressful. Yeah. It can be hard for sure. Do you feel like, I feel like everyone is guilty of this. Like screen time, like scrolling on your phone. Do you feel like that adds to
Definitely.
like when you want to go to bed versus,
Yeah. That's something I should have said previously, but I don't like to admit how bad my screen time is.
Yeah.
It's hard because we do social media for a living. So I'm like technically scrolling on TikTok is research.
Yeah, it's always research.
But
yeah.
it's been out of control, I think, the past 6 months, where like I'm scrolling up to bed, and I used to like read a book
Yeah.
or like try to do things off my phone before bed, but now it's TikTok, watching Desperate Housewives. Like I'm going back and forth, and
Yeah.
that can't be good for my sleep. So
I know.
maybe
It's
this is my
hard.
wake up call.
It's so
My
hard.
sign.
Yeah. I like want to go on a tangent about screen time, but
Yeah.
it's fine. We'll leave it at that. We'll
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Do you believe in things like sleep tracking apps or smartwatches, or do you think they cause more anxiety?
This is actually a great
This is a
question.
great
I love this
question.
question.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lauren. Yeah, I don't know, because I don't have it on right now, but I have an Apple Watch. I like it. I like it for my workouts, but I really do want an Aura ring. Like I've heard amazing things. I've heard it helps with sleep. I am a little hesitant though, and I do think it is a good point to bring up, just because I can be a very obsessive person, so I could see myself like adding more anxiety and kind of doing the opposite. But I'm very intrigued, so
Yeah.
I believe in them, and I really still do want the Aura ring for that purpose. So I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm for them. I think like anything, I guess you just have to be. Anything can become obsessive for sure. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. But I don't think it would be good for me, because even the Apple Health, which like doesn't accurately track your
Yeah.
sleep, but if that says less than 8 hours, immediately I'm like,
Yes.
I feel like way more exhausted
So true.
than I did.
Yeah.
My friend has an Aura ring, and she spent the night at my house, and we checked her thing the next day, and she got like a 60% sleep score. And again, that
Yeah.
made me feel tired just because we went to bed at the same time. So
Yes.
I think I would hyperfixate on it, where it wouldn't, the sleep aspect of the Aura ring wouldn't be as
Yeah.
productive for me. But
Totally. No,
I
I feel
don't
like
know.
it's like, is this the right terminology? Placebo effect, or
Yeah.
like what's
placebo.
what's the other thing when you like think? You know what I'm talking about, when you like think yourself into it. What am I thinking of?
Hypochondriac.
Yeah, a form of that. I don't know. I can't think of the
But not
word.
for- that's
I'm sure
not
it'll come
illness.
after we're done with this. But I feel like like if I saw that and it said like poor sleep, I think
Yeah.
I'd be more, and then I'd be like, oh yeah, that's why I'm exhausted. Instead of
Yeah.
maybe just being, I don't know. Does that make
Totally.
sense?
No,
Like
I
letting
totally
that kind
agree.
of dictate my day more
Yeah.
than like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Anyway.
That's how I think it would affect me.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever used any type of sleep aids like melatonin, certain supplements, and have they worked for you or not worked for you?
Yes.
Okay.
So I want to say since high school, backstory, everyone in my family really struggles with sleep. Like both my parents have at some point been on sleep medication. Like it's a thing in my family.
Yeah.
So my dad, when I couldn't sleep in high school, I started taking melatonin, which I don't recommend because your body can become physically reliant on it.
Yeah.
And so every time I like go on spells and I start taking it, then I can't sleep for like a few weeks after I try to get off of it.
Yeah.
So I stopped taking it probably in college because I realized how dependent I was on it.
Okay.
I tried magnesium. It didn't really work for me, but I know people it's worked very well for. When I started working here last March, I started taking our KSM 66
Yeah.
ashwagandha, and the ashwagandha can be used for a number of things, but for me, I started taking it before bed, took 2 capsules, and it really helped calm my racing thoughts at nighttime.
Okay.
And your body, like, I can sleep without it, so I didn't ever become dependent on it.
Okay. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What about you?
Yeah. I don't take any supplements right now, but I kind of have like a crazy nighttime routine that I try to follow
Yeah.
for the most part. That's what I was gonna. I've never taken magnesium, like the powder version that you like put in your water, but I have magnesium lotion, and that really helps. I feel like just to like calm my body, calm my muscles.
I want to try that.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
good. I'll give you the brand that I use. And then, I don't know. I think for me, where the racing thoughts come in is just, I feel like if I'm doing a lot of stimulating things before bed, like I feel like I need a good like hour to hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours to really like truly calm down, if that makes sense.
Totally.
If I'm still like checking my Slack or I don't know, even watching like a really intense movie, like I feel like I try to do just like low stimulating things. So like stretching, I try to take a bath. I don't know, things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like can really help. Yeah.
You have such good routines.
I think I'm
She's
scared
my
about getting
inspo.
reliant on, I don't know, melatonin or
Yeah.
something of that sort. But
It's a valid
I don't know.
fear.
I've-
'cause it
I've-
happens.
I've debated, trying it or not trying it. But
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people get confused with sleep and rest, thinking it's the same thing. Sleep is something where your body is literally repairing itself, it's recharging. Rest is just more something when you're conscious. And yeah, you're either like choosing to like recharge mentally, emotionally, but you're not necessarily sleeping. So with that,
Do you ever feel guilty about resting? That's a good question.
that's a great question. These are hitting all the special
Yes.
things. I definitely do. I actually recently, like on Sunday, I like ran a bunch of errands. I was out, and then I do live across from a Sprouts, which is really nice. So I still had to go and get more groceries there. And I was like, okay, I just need to go. And I was like, I literally have to set timers for myself where I'm like, I'm just going to sit on the couch for 20 minutes and I am going to let myself scroll
Yeah.
because I have a time on it.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And I think that's just kind of like, I feel like a lot of people fall into this trap, but I don't know, just the black and white mentality of it of like, oh, I need to be resting all the time or scrolling all the time and kind of giving myself outs or then having like a crazy routine. So yeah, I definitely, even with that, even with the timers and knowing that it's okay, I feel like I still can feel
I like the timers idea,
Guilty.
though. I
Yeah.
should start doing that for myself and screen time
it's hard.
because all of a sudden it's been 3 hours.
Yeah.
So
Well, I set it for 20 minutes and then I still sat on the couch for an hour before I went to Sprouts. So we're just going to put that out there. I got to be honest. So yeah.
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 Yeah, rest can be hard. Are you a napper?
Really.
I can't.
I can't do it either. It's hard.
Even when
Yeah.
I'm so exhausted, like to the point where I got like 3 hours of sleep, I still can't nap. It's so hard for me to turn off my brain. And
Yeah.
I feel so guilty. Like, it's not like staying awake, I'm going to be productive if I'm that exhausted.
Yes.
But it feels as if I'm wasting the day
Yeah.
to nap.
For sure.
But I wish I could because I know it would improve
Yeah.
improve so many things.
Yeah. It's crazy too, because even when I do sit down to rest, I feel like, or even if I need to take a nap or just close my eyes for a little bit, I
Yeah.
still want some kind of stimulation. Like I
Yeah.
want a podcast on, I want to turn on a show.
Yeah.
And I wish that like my brain, okay, maybe, all right, we'll see if this stays or not. I wish I could just like take my brain and let it go rest and then I could still like go do a bunch of stuff that I want to do. Does that make sense? That sounds psychotic.
No,
Okay.
that sometimes it's like I'm
Right?
not done.
That's what I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not done. 24 hours is not enough.
I feel that that's why it's so hard to like stop watching TV or get off my phone at night because I'm like, this is fun right now. Like for me personally, I struggle with never feeling like I'm doing enough. Like there's always more to be done.
Yes.
And so that's why it's hard to turn off my brain and just rest and like take a nap because
Yeah.
I'm like always moving.
Yeah.
Not that being on TikTok is always productive, but it's still like stimulating my brain
Yeah.
in some way.
But it
It's
can
still
feel
doing
that way.
something.
Yeah. It can feel like it's, even though we maybe know it's not productive, I feel like because it is so stimulated, it almost feels like, and there is a lot to get out of TikTok. Again,
Learning
like, we love
something.
TikTok over here. Yeah. But I feel like it's kind of that constant, like, you're waiting for something.
Yeah.
Like you're waiting for the right video to either be funny or maybe be productive or inspirational or
yeah.
whatever it is. I think just because women are naturally just, I don't know, maybe it's just like you said, the way we're wired. I think women just worry a lot more. So even like when we're up at night with our racing thoughts, I think it's
Yeah.
like we're thinking about our future, and then we're also thinking about what we did when we were 11, and then we're also thinking about our friend, and then
Yeah.
our mom, and then this, and then we're like worrying about all the world's problems too. And I think it just, I don't know, it's easy to like have those things just kind of like glob onto us, and like we feel like we need to take it all on. And yeah,
Yeah.
it feels like there's not an off switch. Actually, our director of brand, VP of brand, said that recently. Her husband can just turn off the switch and go to bed, and she's like, I don't know where the switch is. I don't
Yeah.
even know if it exists. Like I don't know
Yeah.
where that is. So
On that note,
Anyway.
women are 40% more likely to have insomnia than men. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. What is
So
that?
there's psychology to this.
yeah. That is really
That's
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, that
and
is.
higher rates of anxiety and stress in women contribute to insomnia and restless sleep. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons why women sometimes sacrifice rest and feels out of our control. It's
Yeah.
super interesting. What's one thing you could do today to get better rest? You could start implementing this today or giving something up.
Yeah. No, this is a great question because I know I need to do this. I need to read before bed.
Yeah.
I need to read.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think TV is almost like a comfort to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a bad thing all the time. But like feeling like I need to have the TV on when I go to sleep or just always like in the background. I don't think it's all, again, it's not always bad, but I think right before I go to bed, I'm like, I just need to learn to be alone with my thoughts for a
Yeah.
little bit, like just for
Yeah.
a little bit. So yeah, that's something that I could do
I
today.
agree.
Yeah.
I have the book and I haven't touched it in 2 months.
Yeah,
Just
same.
because my reading habits are they're ebbs and flows. Like sometimes I'm so into it.
Yeah.
But when I have bursts of being on TikTok, like nighttime scrolling, my attention span gets worse and it's so hard for me to read before bed.
Totally. Do you feel like when you scroll more, do you feel like you become more agitated too?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
Okay.
like feel the anxiety sometimes when I'm like, dang,
Yeah.
it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. And you like need to get off, but you can't. I
Yeah.
hate that feeling
Yeah.
when you're just, yeah.
That happened to me on Sunday.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
agree. I'm seconding the reading.
Okay.
Maybe I challenge us both to read 10 pages tonight.
Okay, that's good. Small goal.
Yeah.
I think I can do that.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I'll check in with you tomorrow.
As much as I would like to read before bed, I think cutting out caffeine was a huge help. I know. It's not what we want to hear.
Don't want to
When
hear
we
it.
go outside, we drink water, we get sunshine, yes, it does work. I'm so sorry to tell you. I wish there was a special pill. But yeah, I did it a lot. I'll be honest. I did a lot of it for just my anxiety. And I think just, again, like as someone who has racing thoughts at night, they used to be even a lot worse. Yeah, but I think small steps, like I tried to stop drinking caffeine maybe by like 2 or 3 instead of having 3 cups. I would try to have 2 to the point where then I eventually I was only having 1 in the morning, and I made sure it wasn't before 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And then went from coffee to kind of matcha to like green tea, and then just eventually got rid of it. And I'll have green tea every so often. I actually had it recently, and it kind of kept me up at night. I mean, I was fine, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel so much better. I know that's like the most basic thing to say, but yeah, I think starting small and I don't know. Eventually, I think you get to a point where you can really feel and see that the pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's, I don't know, just the point that you need to get to. But
I really want to try it. Actually, a good amount of our marketing team doesn't drink caffeine.
yeah, I guess not. Really?
Yeah, Ashley and
Yeah.
Jasper don't.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Before Dallas. Yeah. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
there's a lot of non-caffeine drinkers in our
True.
office.
Yeah.
They inspire me. We do have a good Nespresso in the office, so it'll be hard for me to quit. But
Yeah.
I think
I know.
that is something I could do to really improve my sleep. Because even
For
when I
sure.
stop after 10, like I'm so
Yeah.
energized.
If you give advice to the viewers or to yourself or to me, what advice would you give them as far as maybe like having better sleep, and maybe for women in particular, just not, I don't know, ways to help them maybe not feel so overwhelmed?
Yeah. No, that's a great question. It's probably advice I should be taking myself. But it's so important to slow down and to do things that calm your brain and actively try to, what's the word? Like, notice when your brain is starting to like spiral and you feel yourself like fighting the need to rest.
Yeah.
Notice that and have strategies that can help you slow down, whether that's reading, taking a bath, going for a walk. There are lots of things to do, but I know it's hard to actually implement them in the moment.
Yeah.
But better sleep can change your whole mood, your whole day. Sleep is so important. So
Yeah.
making it a priority and not overlooking it as something that you can just drink more coffee to fix.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It
What
sounds
would you
like,
say?
no, I was going to say, I found like just not Band-Aid solutions, like trying to
Yeah.
maybe get to more of the root of the problem. Yeah. Cause I feel like even
Routines.
things where we have issues like with caffeine or whatever it is, it's just like, I'm tired. So what's going to make me not tired, instead of maybe going back to the root cause. So yeah. I think my advice, hopefully this isn't whatever. I need to stop qualifying. Okay. I think saying no to more things. Like, I think women have a hard time with feeling like they have to say yes to everything and helping with things. And again, it's not bad. Like, I think, being a team player, doing the most is great. But I think not being afraid to say no to some things. You don't have to say no to everything, but just
Yeah.
some things, you know what I mean? And kind of setting those boundaries in your life, I think will help with just even the mental load that I think probably just stresses people out, that then maybe like ends up manifesting physically as
Yeah.
well. So yeah.
Love that.
That's my advice.
Yeah.
Say no.
No, it's hard.
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, it's hard. That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
It's so easy to like say you're going to do things and then not actually do them. So this girl talk is Gotta hold us both accountable.
Yes.
I'm gonna check in on you.
I'm gonna check in on you, girl.
10 pages tonight. No, yeah, it's so easy to forget to do the little things to take care of yourself. So
Yeah, agreed.
sleep is so important.
Yep, 100%. Well, thank you guys for joining us for another little like podcast episode, our Girl Talk series on YouTube. I hope you guys are getting a lot out of this. Feel free to leave comments of what you'd like to see next. We're taking ideas for different topics, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for having me.
Social team.